And I'm live from Gloucester. And today we will be looking at another topic. And today we'll be looking at motivation. And I'd like you to start off with explaining to me what is motivation and what motivates you. And then we are going to look at what makes us lose motivation. So I'd like you to give me a bit of research as to why do we lose motivation, and then I'd like you to take it a bit more personally and tell me why do you yourselves lose motivation. So we'll take it on a very public and general level to a very personal level. So let's start off first with Arush. Arush, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your day?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Arush Kumar. I study in class 5F. My school name is Delhi Public School, Mega City, Kolkata, and my favorite hobbies are playing, singing, and dancing. Thank you.
Excellent, very good. So Arush, can you tell me what you did with your day?
Yes, ma'am. Today, first I woke up in the morning at 6 o'clock for my school. After that, I went to school. Then I came back. Then I joined 6 to 7:30 online classes. And I am joining your class now. Thank you.
Very good, excellent. Okay, so can you tell me, Arush, how would you explain to someone what is motivation? What is
Ma'am, can you repeat the
motivation?
question?
How can you explain to someone what motivation is? So what is motivation?
Motivation means positive thinking.
Okay. I would say it's what else? It's not just positive thinking. It's positive,
We should
yes.
be happy all the time.
It's not about being happy. It's not about being happy. What does motivation do? What does it help us do?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
What does motivation help us do? What does motivation help us achieve?
Setting unrealistic goals.
Yes. So it will help us achieve goals. So motivation is a process, okay, that allows us to attain goals. Now, do you know any reasons why do we lose our motivation?
Yes, ma'am. Lack of motivation can have a number of causes. One is that a person is overwhelmed.
Okay.
And thank you,
So
ma'am.
we can lose our motivation if we become overwhelmed. Yes. What else?
And ma'am, I know this much only.
Sorry?
Ma'am, I know this much only.
Only that much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when do you lose your motivation, Arush?
My motivation.
Has it ever happened to you that you lost your
No, ma'am.
motivation?
No, ma'am.
No?
No.
You're always motivated.
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you keep yourself motivated?
I try to stop doing abusing things because these lost our motivation. Because if we do these things, so
What things? Can you be more specific and clear, please?
yes, ma'am. So if we, like, for example, if we do anything abusing or something, so these lack our motivation. This means lack of motivation.
So if we use, do you mean technology? Anything that makes...
Yes, ma'am. Anything
Okay.
that makes us feel happy, but after some time we forget our motivation skills. That type of activity.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Arush, yes?
Yes, ma'am. Mental health also.
How do you mean?
Depression, because sometimes if we are not healthy, so we get in depression sometimes. So this is
Okay.
also example of lack of motivation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. So some mental illness can cause lack of motivation. Yes, very good. Okay, that's true. So Arush, I'd like you to try and maybe do a bit more research and come up with some other reasons why we lose our motivation. So until I speak to Samikya, I'd like you
Sure.
to maybe try and find some more points. Okay, so you mentioned two so far, being overwhelmed and also being depressed. So try and find a few more. Okay, so let's see what Samikya has brought today. So Samikya, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your day?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. My name is Samitra Sambardhana. I'm studying in class 8 in St. Vincent Convent School. I'm living in India at Odisha, Parampur, and my hobbies are doing paintings and drawing. Thank you for about today's day. Today, I woke up at 3 o'clock and I completed my studies. Then I went to school. Then, after coming back from school, I just take rest. Then, and I helped my mother in her household works, and after that I had my tuition. After my tuition I just watched TV for a while, then I joined your class.
Excellent, very good. Okay, so Samikya, if I were to ask you what is motivation, how would you describe it to me?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
What is if I were to ask you what is motivation, how would you describe it to me?
Okay, ma'am, motivation is like the, like when we are doing something, when we are having a feeling. For me, ma'am, I'm describing for me as I'm telling, like when we are doing a thing, but when we are having a feeling for that, and like when we are having a feeling that yes, we can do it, and it makes us motivated. At that time, with the word motivation can be used, like it's you. We are having a feeling of being doing like doing something with having a feeling, but I guess it may be the it may be motivation, but when we are doing it just as it is, if something is given a task, but we are not doing but we are not doing it like taking not like just given the work so we are completing, but not we are not thinking that yes, it is for our own good, so we are doing the work. But as we are not thinking of that, we are just we are just doing the work because it was assigned to us. It does not mean that we are motivated or we have motivation. But but when we are doing a work with a feeling or with a like it has attraction of that, so it means like we are having motivation, and with the motivation we are doing that work.
Okay, and why do you think do we lose motivation? Why do we lose it?
We lose motivation, ma'am, because like many people are many people are thinking that some many people are thinking that like but they think that yes, they can't do anything. The work which have been given, they're thinking like, yeah, oh, we can't do anything, let's stop it. And because of which the motivation skill which they are having is stopped. So this is how they lose motivation.
Okay, and can you tell me, can, can you tell me a bit about you? Um, what what makes you lose motivation?
It is during practicing my English grammar, because I'm very poor in English grammar and I'm not at that much good. So when I'm practicing that, I always think about like in exam I will lose marks and all those things, because of which my motivation skill, I at that time only I lose my motivation skills, and because of which I'm getting like being little dumb, and when I'm attending the paper of English. So English grammar. So it's this is how I lose my motivation.
But why do you lose it? I'm not understanding. Why do you lose it for English grammar? Is it because you're not good at it? Is it that something that you're not so good at? Is that the reason?
Because ma'am, whenever there is a test, I always get less marks. So because of which I think that as I'm getting less marks, so there is, if I will practice also, I can't do anything because I'm unable to like I'm not, and after practicing many times also I'm not getting good marks, so it means it makes me demotivated.
I see. Okay. Okay, very good. So so we've mentioned not getting good results that can make you demotivated. Can you give me a few other lists, a few other reasons why we can lose our motivation?
Okay, ma'am.
Any other reasons that you have why we can lose our motivation?
um no, ma'am.
Okay, no worries. So I'd like you now to listen to Arush and maybe to have a little research as well for other reasons why we can lose our motivation. Okay, and I will ask you to discuss with Arush. So, Arush,
Yes, ma'am.
did you find any other reasons why
Yes,
we
ma'am.
may lose our? Can you mention some?
Yes, ma'am. So many problems in life can be. Yes, ma'am. So many problems in life can be attributed to a lack of sleep, a poor diet, and not enough exercise.
Lack of sleep, lack of exercise. Yes. Anything else?
And not enough exercise.
Okay.
6 hours a night and eat balanced diet, nutrition, and do exercise.
Okay. So these things can if we don't have them, we'll end up losing our motivation. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have anything else that you'd like to mention?
Yes, ma'am. Laziness and the lack of motivation can have a number of causes.
Yes.
Laziness is also a lack of motivation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Arush.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And what about you, Samikya? Have you found any other reasons why people may lose their motivation?
Yes, ma'am. I found that like when we are suffering from some diseases, or when we are like being in a depression, or we are having frustration and anxiety, so at that time also we lose motivation.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is to come up with ways how we can get our motivation back. So when we lose our motivation, what can we do to gain it back? And what do you guys do to gain it back? Okay, so Samikya, can you give me a few ideas? Arush, in the meantime, you may do some research and listen to what Samikya says as well. So Samikya, how can we get our motivation back?
Like we can get our motivation, but like if we are suffering from if not suffering, if we are in depression, so first of all we have to sort out the problem of being depressed. So in that case also, after being sort out in the case, so being depressed, so if we are then after feeling good, so we can also be thinking like why we were depressed, the reason. When we are finding out, after knowing that, or after knowing that, we can think that we should just leave the thing which has been gone, like we should leave the past, and we should now focus on our present. So if we are focusing on the present, so we should be motivated. It can also help us to be gain our motivation back. And for the results we are not getting also, we should if we are not getting good results, we are getting very bad. But we should think like, yes, if we have done it like if we are not getting good results, so we should try our best to get more good. We should try to try our best to be more improved the next time. It will be also helping us to gain our motivation back.
Okay, very good. And
And ma'am, there is another reason also. Like if we will set out a, even like if we are having a goal or aim in our life, so it will also surely help us to be motivated, because as we are having a goal, it means you want to be that one. So you will be thinking how you can study, or how you can do what to achieve your goal. Means it also helps us to means have the motivation.
excellent, excellent, very good. So obviously, if we are not motivated, it's not necessarily a problem that we're depressed, but we have to find the source, what's causing our lack of motivation. So it's not necessarily depression, okay? So I just wanted to point that out, just in case. It's not necessarily depression. However, it can be it can be a case where it's where it's other things, like maybe lack of sleep, for example. Okay, just to choose a simple reason. Okay, very good. So what about you, Arush? What do you think? What can we do if we have a lack of motivation?
Yes, ma'am. One is that a person is overwhelmed when someone feels like they have to.
If we have lack of motivation, Arush, what can we do to regain our motivation, to get our motivation back?
Laziness is a lack of motivation.
Laziness causes motivation. Okay.
Yes, losing your purpose, straying from passion, setting unrealistic goals, lack of patience.
Okay, so all of those things cause lack of motivation. So how now can we get our motivation back? What can we do?
Like first we will do all that thing that we used to do before to be motivated.
Uh-huh.
And we should be certain discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And do work with discipline. So these will recall all your motivations
Okay.
which you used to do.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me, Arush, I know you said you've never experienced lack of motivation, which I find quite hard to believe. But if you think about a time maybe where you didn't experience complete lack of motivation, but you found yourself getting a bit you know, distracted and losing motivation for something, how do you gain it back? What do you do personally?
Ma'am, I do these points only which I told.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about you, Samikya? What do you do when you find yourself losing motivation?
Like as I told you earlier, like I should think that yes, it's the past. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just not think about the past, what has gone. We should try to do improve ourselves. What has gone, so let it be. We should be now like trying to improve that so that we can be good at that. So I will be having that only, because most of the time, as I'm a child, I will be having problems in my exams and all studies only. So there will be no other reasons for that. So it means improving that thing is the main point for me.
Excellent. Very good. So, my next question for you both. Do you think today's generation suffers more from lack of motivation? Why
Yes,
or
ma'am.
why? Yeah, okay, yes. And why? You have to give me some reasons, not just yes or no. Why do you think?
Because things
Why
like
do you
video
think?
games and etc. Lose our motivation and causes dizziness also. And eating junk food also, uh, our generation is lack of patience and everything, and
Okay,
lack of motivation. Sorry.
okay. And what do you think, Samika? Do you agree with Arush? Do you not agree with Arush? What do you think?
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with Arus because, ma'am, like nowadays, as every child, each and every child have got a mobile phone. They are more into the mobile phones, playing games, and just spending the time on the phone. And because of which, they are just not studying. And as they are not studying, they are after playing the phone, they are sleeping, eating, and sleeping and playing is the main focus for now. So because of which they are being not motivated for the studies, as they after playing video game they are being tired, just they are sleeping, and because of sleeping they are being demotivated of the studies because they are thinking like video game is there, I want to play games, not to study. A study is a boring thing. So they think of that, and because of which they get demotivated for the studies particularly, and they are not doing studies. And because of the main particular reason for them would be the games and the phone. uh, it's I'm totally agreeing with Aru's what he said.
Okay, very good, very good. And so you agree exactly with what Arush was saying. Um,
Yes.
and how do you think we can solve this?
The parents are the one thing who can help to solve that problem. They have to they have to stop their children to use their phone, or they have to take the phone and keep somewhere so that the child cannot find that phone. And so as if they will not find that, if they are not finding any phone or any tablet where they can play, so they will try to play something outdoors. And if they will playing outdoors means every time the friends will not come for playing with them, because his friends will come only at the evening time
Mhm.
so that they can have time pass. But after that, the rest of the time what will they do? They have the free times to do, because there is no phone. If the parents will take the phone, there will be time for them what to do. So at that time they will try something to do, so that they can use the so that they can use the time which they were using for they playing games. So it means there is nothing to do, means they will just try to read something. It If they will read, they will then again get the attraction for their studying.
Mhm.
So like this, it can be solved out.
Okay. And what about you, Arush? What do you think about what Samikia said? And what are your ideas and opinions to help children today get their motivation back? Because you're saying, how can we solve this problem?
Yes, ma'am. Like we should, like traditional technology is getting developed. So instead
Mhm.
of this, we should do technology like these type of. For example, when the kid is studying, so some kids like also fun when studying. Like my sister, she she likes to study when she traces and when she draws. So
Mhm.
if you so the technology is developing. So if the kid reads the book uh, on a digital device, so he will feel happy. He or she will feel happy. That, oh, I don't need to buy any book. Oh, I don't need to buy any notebook. I will write on laptop. I will write on tab.
Okay.
It's like now playing, and like they are just reading the book digitally, and they are having fun. Like,
Okay.
like when
Mhm.
right now we are studying in books, so they are feeling bored and thinking that, oh, the same chapter thousand of times we need to read and this that. So the children feel bored. So if we develop the technology like this, for the students also, they will be also happy and they will also like to study.
Okay, very good, very good. And do you find yourselves trapped in this generation's problem? Do you
Yes, ma'am.
are you
Because this generation is a middle century of technology, and if like after 20 years or 30 years,
Mhm.
and this generation is only in gadgets and mobile.
Okay.
And children are thinking that, oh, I should write on laptop, oh, I should write on this tab. They don't want to use the notebook. They
Okay.
don't want to use any of these stationary items. They just want a book and write the paragraph on the digital device.
Mhm. Okay. So you are finding this an issue, that this generation's problems, you are feeling it yourself
Yes, ma'am.
as well,
Because
even though.
I also feel bored sometimes when I study the same thing thousands of hundred of times.
Okay, and what about you, Samikia? Do you feel this generation's problem? Are you feeling the problems that we've been discussing?
Actually, there was no sound, so can you repeat what I had to say?
So we said that Arish is feeling this generation's problems. So he's feeling like the lack of motivation due to technology and the need for there to be, constant technology around, and it's causing him lack of motivation. Do you feel any of this?
No, ma'am. There is nothing like that. If we are using if we are using this technology for our benefits, so at that time there will be no way. There is no way of that being demotivated because we are using for our benefits. But when we are using this technology for nothing, just for our free time, we are using that. So at that time, it may cause for demotivation because there is no reason for using these things, and like it will just that's something which should not do, because at the technology we are now for the latest technology there also, but now for the children the focus should be on their studies. So if we are putting our mind on something else and watching or playing anything else which should not be, so it may cause our demotivated. But the thing is that it's not a problem of the technology there, which is that it is a problem, but we are only creating ourselves by playing those things or by going into those things our minds means ourselves. So it's not the problem of the technology, it's the problem of ourselves, because we are going to playing those things, not the technology us telling that yes, come, we are just play with me and those things.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Samikia.
Welcome, ma'am.
Arish, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, guys, today we discussed a lot about motivation, and our original question is, why do we lose motivation? But we started from explaining what motivation is, and then taking a general and personal look at why we lose our motivation, and again, ways in which we can get our motivation back. And we also looked at the reasons for maybe today's problem with lack of motivation. Why is it more common today? So thank you for discussing with me, and I look forward to hearing from you both tomorrow. And I hope you have a very good evening. Thank you for joining class, guys, and I'll see you
Bye, ma'am.
tomorrow.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
guys.